If you have a TP-Link MR105 and it keeps dropping connection to the cellular network, then this video can help you solve the problem. So just quickly, let me describe the problem to you to make sure that we're dealing with the same thing. If you have your SIM card in there, sometimes it will drop the SIM card connection. You might even have the light on. Mine has dropped it now because I basically simulated the problem. You see, this is a SIM card cellular light. If this is off, the one in the middle here, let me just move that closer. It means that either your card is not in the router, the card has run out of subscription, or there's a problem with the firmware. Okay, here, these three lights are just the signal strength. So again, that light might be on and the signal strength might be completely off, or there might be an orange light of some kind. So any one of those symptoms, this video should solve your problem. The first step is to take your SIM card out of the bottom, give it a nice good wipe and clean to make sure the contacts are clean, and put it back in the device. And then just wait for the lights to reconnect. You can see my signal strength has popped right back up, okay? I'm now just waiting for that light to turn on. Now, this device is made to connect to either a 4G or a 3G network, okay? So people have it set to either 3G, 4G, or 4G preferred. In that mode, it picks 4G whenever it can find it. Otherwise, it picks 3G. That mechanism of choosing the 4G, 3G, that also could break. So if you had bad weather or some kind of range issue or something gets in the way between this box and the cellular towers outside, then it could be struggling with that decision. And also, I'm going to show you how to solve that problem in this video. There are two ways of doing this. You can either do this via the app, which is the one I recommend, or you can do it in a browser on your phone or on a computer. But the app is my favorite method because it's straight to the point, okay? So when you first load your app, if you already set the app up, you will see something like this. You will see your Wi-Fi name and a password encrypted, and you will see how much data you've been using. If this data is remarkably low, then you know that there's a problem. Also, really quickly, you can check the status of your connection. You should see your clients there, by the way, which should look like your TL-MR105. Actually, this works for any router or in the TP-Link range. You can actually manage more than one router with this app as well. So if you hit status, it gives you the status of your device. You can see mine there. The mobile data is switched on, roaming data is switched on. Make sure those are actually both switched on. That could actually be the problem if one of these is switched off. But we know it's not the problem because you do get connection sometimes and then get disconnected sometimes. If you're currently disconnected, even though you shouldn't be, that orange tick you see in the middle there would show an X instead, which will signify there being a problem. But sometimes it might not do it because it might think it's connected and you're just not getting data through that network. So the problem is not between your computer and the router. The problem is between the router and the world. What you want to do is you want to upgrade the firmware because of some bugs that exist in some of these firmwares. You need to upgrade. Normally, if the SIM card is in your mobile phone, most people update the phone periodically. People hardly ever update the firmware on their router. So this could be a problem that is in an older version of the firmware. So those are the justifications for wanting to upgrade the firmware. To do this from the app is actually quite easy. If you look at the bottom bar there, you've got the home, client, and tools. That's the bottom right. You hit the tools. That's highlighted right now. You can see the list of options there. Scroll all the way down. It's usually hidden underneath the scroll. So you have to scroll all the way down to see system. You hit system, and then you have two options: manage password or firmware update. If you hit the firmware update, it kind of does waiting. It tells you what the latest firmware is. Because my firmware is up to date, I don't get an option to update the firmware. If you don't have the latest firmware, which you most probably don't, then you hit update. There'll be a button for you to update the firmware. You do that. What it does though is that it reboots the device. So your app will lose connection to your router momentarily as that's happening. When the update completes, it would auto reboot itself and come back to life. Usually takes about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes to happen. So don't be alarmed. So here's the web version. I'm accessing this via a browser on my laptop, and you get to this interface by going to home IP address, which is 192.168.1.1. If you just type that into your search bar, it will give you a page where you can type in your admin username and password. The admin username and password is usually located underneath your router. So you can find that information there. You log in, you can change it, you can mess around with it, whatever you want. Here you have a host of information here. On the left-hand side, you just go to System Tools, as I've highlighted here, and then scroll down and look for firmware update or firmware upgrade is called on here. So you click that and it brings you to this page, as you can see. Now, there are two things here on the web version that are slightly different from the app. First of all, you get the opportunity to check for upgrades. So you get this green button here that allows you to check for firmware update or upgrades rather. If you click that, mine has a quick look, finds that I've got the latest firmware, just like my app told me. Another thing that you can do from here is that you can actually side load the router from here by having a local file. So you can browse and pick a local file from your hard disk. This is useful if, for instance, you don't have actual internet access to download or check for upgrades. So that could come in handy. So that's the only benefit that I can see of using the web version. So once you do that, again, the machine will reboot itself and then you have to wait 5 to 10 minutes for it to install and then you should be back to business. Hope that helps.